Right, where was I? Oh yeah, Battlebots. So this is Battlebots episode 10. When I say this is my review, not what we're currently at, because we're currently just about to hit the finals. So, but I'm going to try and catch up with all of these in one day, even more hardcore than the last time I did this. First fight, Hydra versus Petunia. Unfortunately, I want to see Petunia get another win, because they did pretty well last season, but they just don't seem to be doing as well this season. But Hydra is just so dominant, and again, it's just such an incredible debut season for them. At this point, I would have said that Hydra's flips were like not as high as Bronco's, but it's a better bot all round. Obviously corrected later in the season. I like when Chris Rose is just talking to Petunia. That just made me laugh when they're in the same shot. It always just makes me giggle when he starts talking to the robots. And I love that it just takes out the battle clock, and then you see it doing like some reset error message thing. That's always good fun when they start like wrecking the actual arena. Yeti versus Rainbow was next. That wasn't really a fight. That was just one horrific hit. And in the background of this, you can full on see me in the audience reacting, because this was right in front of us, and you can see me just going, oh my god, because Yeti just destroys Rainbow, absolutely pieces everywhere, the robot goes flying. Yeti just seems to get more powerful with every fight. Yeah, there's not much more to say about that, just one insane hit. Next fight was Scorpius versus Tantrum. Again, with a lot of these, I'm like having to go back and rewatch them just quickly, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure if I remember this one. Let's try and... but yeah, okay, so this one was very much Scorpius dominating, getting some insane hits with that weapon. Again, it doesn't look... Sometimes it looks really... It looks simultaneously really vicious and like it's not doing much, kind of just bouncing off the floor, but it does the work. Tantrum, I really like the experimental design. Currently it's not working, simple as that. But I love the idea that you can have your robot wedged up against someone else, and then your spinner is spinning up to speed, and then you can move it forward. That's a really good idea, and if they perfect that, I think Tantrum could be a real contender next year, especially because it's so tough as well. Show-wise, I love the fact they left Chris's mistake when he was doing the commentary, mistaking the lid of the pulverizer, for want of a better word, for a wheel, and they left that in there, and I like that. It makes it seem like a lot more real, a lot more like it's kind of happening as you're watching it. I know, like, they do commentate live, but at the same time, they could have edited it out and had it a lot more smoother, like they knew everything that was going on. But I like that it's genuine, like, reactions from the actual time they see it happening. That was a pretty weak sentence, Ed. Next, we had like the behind-the-scenes segment of Hypershock doing the little driving course. Yes, that's how long ago, that's how far back I am with these reviews. But I thought that was fun. Again, like, good to compare it to an amateur just having a go and showing how good the roboteers are actually driving. Next fight, Bronco versus Free Shipping. This one, you can see me at the start, failing the chant there very well. Nice to see. I was really disappointed when I saw this live, because we were like 3 sessions or 3 days in, I can't remember. And I hadn't seen Bronco fight yet, and one of the things that I thought, as I'd seen all these awesome fights, I was like, I really want to see Bronco do a massive flip. I thought that'd be really cool. And then when the flipper kind of like buckled in the middle, I was like, ah man, I'm not going to see that. But nonetheless, it was like still a really good fight. And to be honest, those flames at the end of Free Shipping really made up for it. I really love the shot in this as well, the Bronco team and just the fire in the arena, just watching it all just go up in flames. Just, yeah. Next up was Monsoon Bal Curry. So this one, again, I was sort of a little bit disappointed not to see a big Monsoon hit like we saw last season, but the whole fight was just incredible, like the tenaciousness of Monsoon. And it's weird, they're almost like the same robot, but one's gone vertical, one's gone horizontal. They're both this sort of black and blue design, 2 wheels, almost like a V shape for both of them. But yeah, I just spent a huge amount of the battle just being like, oh my god, just the shredding disc underneath. Just like, I met a member of the Monsoon team recently, and I was asking him about the damage it actually did to the underside, because we never actually see it flipped over to see what the underside looked like after that battle. And he was saying part of the actual weapon frame, that big like spiky bit designed to get into underneath, it was just gone. It wasn't like it had come off, it had just been ground down and just disappeared basically, which is insane. And yeah, hats off to Valkyrie for keeping that spinner going that entire fight, all those hits, amazing. Cophead versus Kronos was next. So the insane hit that thing got, which I wouldn't have believed after seeing the Gigabyte fight, yeah, absolutely incredible. And yeah, Cophead finished the fight like looking at us, like where we were in the audience, and you could just see the drum just like that. And I think it almost looked like it like sort of widened up the aperture that was holding the drum, so the drum had simply fallen out. And I love the insane minibot, just a stick on wheels. Fair enough, it did its job, it distracted Cophead a bit, so yeah. Again, always good to see these weird designs coming through. And the main event fight in this was Bite Force against Hypershock. So this one had a vibe to me of like Predator style, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Because for a while, Hypershock, I think, was on top of this fight. And I think if they'd been a little bit more cautious, maybe they could have even won it. Wasn't the way it went, but it still went 3 minutes, which is amazing with Bite Force. And I think a real redemption for Hypershock after last season, their fight against Bite Force. And I love that they were celebrating that more than Bite Force were for the win. It shows how much it means to go 3 minutes with Bite Force. Whew. Okay, so that's one episode down. Again, if you follow all 4 of these, and then potentially 5, like tomorrow, whenever it is, then hats off to you. Bless you for watching these reviews. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Cheerio.